Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Excel Snippet, your Excel Snippet Quick View series, video number 7. In today's video, we are not going to deal with the formula, and instead, I'm trying to do something different. I'm about to use a conditional formatting, probably not the default conditional formatting. Instead, I'm going to use a customized or an advanced conditional formatting to format an entire row based on a singular condition. And I'm going to create a report also in that, and then I will copy and paste them in a brand new sheet and see how it's going to work for us. To see this, so let's see what we're going to do with it, and I'm going to come back to my sheet where I have a conditional formatting. Now you can see that I can format a column, or I can format the entire row. Whatever I want to do, I can do that here. So let's see, I have a date here, and I say that I have a date here called 2/12/2020. I would like to create a conditional formatting for the entire line item, and I want to set the color. If the date of my data and the date that I specified on top matches, then I want to color the entire area. So probably I have date 2 here alone, so I'm going to just select this area. I need to entirely color them up instead of coloring only the respective point, or I can color whatever I want to color here. So for example, I can just choose this and these logics and color them also if I wanted to. So based on what I want to color here, I can do that. But let me keep a simple topic today, so I will add one more dimension also in the same logic in my next video. But again, in this video, let's see how to do entire row coloring. To do this, I'm going to select the whole data first. So whenever you do a conditional formatting, you have to select the data completely from top to bottom. Let me scroll up a bit so that I can see the condition that I'm going to specify here. And in the conditional formatting tab in the home tab, I can go for the conditional formatting point. Instead of using any of these line items, I'm going to use the new rule. Then it pops up a window called new formatting rule, and I'm going to use the last option, use a formula to determine which cell to format. Then I can create a formula here. I'm going to say equals, and now I'm going to use a cell references. If you don't know much about cell references, please visit the YouTube channel of Excel Snippet, video number 4. You will get the cell references here. I will copy the description of the cell references to the list. But remember, that will be on a Excel sheet, but not inside a conditional formatting. So when you're doing in an Excel sheet, it's a little different from inside a conditional formatting. If you want a cell reference to be added in a conditional formatting, then you have to place the cursor on the first line of the data. So please do remember that. Don't try to start from the first data part. Instead, start from the header. When I click that, you can see that automatically I have a $, and I have $, both in the alphabetical point, maybe the row and as well as the column, both please. What I want right now is I want only the column log to be done. So that means I want to log this entire B. So I will place the cursor in the date column and press F4 twice. Normally in my cell references video, I would have said that if you press F4 thrice, you will get column block. But inside a conditional formatting, you have to press one keyboard F4 less than the usual component. Let me just show you once what is the difference here. So when I give a normal equals in an Excel sheet and place a cursor, you can see that there is no referential component comes into play. That is, you can see a relative cell references coming up here. And when I press an F4 one time, you get an absolute cell reference. When I press an F4 twice, and it's going to be the row lock, and finally when I hit it, it'll be a column lock. This is what happens when you are working with a normal Excel sheet, wherein if I choose the entire data and I go back to my conditional formatting and create a new rule and select this list. Closely watch this, because when I clicked in a cell references and I say click I3, it showed me just an I3. When I click an I3 here right now you can see that it is giving you an absolute cell reference, not a normal cell reference. That is the only reason why inside a conditional formatting we give one F4 short compared to a normal Excel file. So let me choose the dates. This is where I want my locks to happen. So I'm going to press F4 twice. Then I'm going to say that if the date is equal to this date. Remember, when I choose the criteria or when I choose the result, I have to choose the date, not the heading again. So now I got this list. Then I'm going to go to my format, fill a background to it, and I'm making a font bold and make a color here. So I've used the fill option and a font option here. When I give an OK and an OK, you can see that wherever we have date 2, that is given in here. Now what I want is I want to create a drop down here so that I can choose any dates here. I don't want to type the date here. Normally when you type a date here, you can type this. Just press 5 and give an enter. You can see that my coloring is changing automatically. And when I do that, you can see that it's happening automatically everywhere wherever I type it. If I create a drop down here, so I'm going to use another function here called unique function. If you are using Office 365 and above, you can see that, but unfortunately I don't have a unique function here because I'm using a older version of 2019. It is not a March edition, it is a edition before. If you're using a unique list here, you can do that, but again, that is the formula based point. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to create a data validation here. So I'm going to just select the whole list here, copy, and then paste it somewhere to the right, and then come back to the data and remove the duplicates, so that allows you to remove the whole duplicate component here. So you can see that the coloring is also happening somewhere over here. That's fine. So I don't need a color here. So let me come back to my home tab, remove the conditional formatting here. Now I want this dates here. To do that, I will go to the date column. I'll click data validation, and I'll select a drop down list or a list. Then I choose a source here and select the whole data here, and then give an OK. This allows you to get a drop down here. So now I can choose whatever date that I want. So whatever date I pick up, those dates will be shown as a conditional opening. This I cannot able to do it if I don't use a data drop down here, and you can see that I got a report out of the list here. Now I would like to add a filter. So if I add a filter, that allows you to filter out the data part. So I'm adding the data part for us so that we can use it later on. Now I want a filter here. To add a filter, I use a keyboard shortcut Control Shift and an L. So let me select the whole column here, the header column, and then hit a Control Shift L. And I can choose any line here, because I'm going to filter the data by color. So as I have colored the entire row, so any row or any column will be the app font. I'm going to take a company here. I'm going to say filter that by color. So now you can see that it is filtered it. Now I'm going to select this data, copy it, go to a brand new sheet and paste it here. So now I got, but I won't see a conditional formatting here because I've copied and pasted it. The conditional formatting works only to the ranges that I specified in the previous sheet, not in the sheet that I recently built for a report. So now we can see that I've not only filtered that, but I also copied and pasted in a brand new sheet. If you are using a version below 2010, so probably in our next video I'll show you how I can copy a visible cells only. So I'll show you that in the upcoming video, and this is how we color the entire row with the conditional formatting and create a small report by using a color filter or filter by color, a report to be done. Hope you enjoyed this video. This is Vinod signing out from Excel Snippet Quick View Series video number 7. Thank you so much.